Mr. Dave, I presume.
Yep.
A sigh?
Where's yeah, it's just old age.
Oh, come on. You're not old. Perhaps older, but you're not old.
Just feel old for some reason. I don't know.
There are days, yes.
Yeah, some days are better than others.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Okay.
I was up early this morning to struggle with getting our cats into carriers to go to the vet.
Oh my gosh.
They are not cooperative.
Well, yeah, it's a cat. It's a cat.
Right.
It's a cat. That's the problem. Yeah, Jeannie's cat woke her up around 4:30, I think.
Oh.
Wanted to get food. Wanted to be fed.
You know, we got a dry food dispenser that
Yeah.
just keeps, all they have to do is paw, and they've got food,
And they get food.
yes.
Wow.
Because we have one cat that, one of our female, demands food, and she would do that. She would wake us up at
Oh yeah.
3 or 4 in the morning to get food if there wasn't some there, so.
It has dry food.
Oh,
What it wants is the other stuff.
we don't give them the other stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
It's not my cat.
I know, I got that.
You know, and I mean, I grew up with lots of pets, and they're not people.
No, they're pretty interesting animals, though.
They are interesting animals, yes, but
And they're very loving when
I'm
they
not.
want to be.
I'm not willing to sacrifice myself for what I see other people do.
Well.
She got up at 4:30.
She did, she
Fed
got
that,
it. She
yeah,
got-
fed linguine. And then came back to bed. I didn't even wake up.
Good. You should feel fine.
Yeah, I think I was up at 6:30. And I went down to get the coffee, and it was all made, and the cats was fed, and Jeannie was back in bed sleeping.
What is this business?
I don't know. Okay. Where's Billy?
He's involved with some doctors,
Oh,
and apparently is not going to be able to be with us today. But I am recording.
oh, good, okay. Huh.
So I thought I would, oh, you're bang on time here.
I'm on time?
You're on time.
Oh, God.
Can you believe?
Must have been the time I made up on Mitchell Road.
Oh, aren't you glad they've improved Mitchell a bit?
Yeah, really, it's not too bad,
Not too bad now.
although it seems busier.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I don't, it's weird. You can drive it 10 times and not see anyone else, and then the next time you run into 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah. So probably time of day has something to do with it.
Maybe more people just know it's there.
Well, you'd think after all this time that would be the case.
Right. But seems to be more traffic, you know, on roads that I normally wouldn't see a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are a number of weird things. There's, when follow GPS. GPS says that Tater Hill goes through.
Not on my GPS,
Sure.
because whenever I hit, and it's funny, because on my GPS, I just go, because I'm more interested in my arrival time.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to get here.
Yeah.
And it'll come up and I'll just turn it on and it'll go home and Peaceful Wolf. I don't know how it knows that. And then I'll hit, Peaceful Wolf, and then it'll do its thing, and then it'll say, I think it says something about contains a dirt road or something like that, gravel road.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't, and then I go, yes, okay, and then it does its thing.
Well, it does. They do indicate that it's a gravel road, I think, but
But it doesn't go through.
they say it does. And actually, if you have a four-wheel drive with a very high clearance, you can get through.
Oh, can you? I've never tried, so.
I wouldn't try. My advice to you is don't try.
Don't try? Sense of adventure.
When I was in the school,
Yeah.
particularly in the summer, we could actually hear the truck drivers get to the top of the hill just past our house and start swearing when they had to back up to get out. We've even had a few semis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez.
So
That's weird.
and I not long ago had another student who tried to drive here following their GPS from the south and got sent that way.
Yeah, I remember, years ago when we had a workshop here, several people would try to come in from the other side,
Yeah.
and that just didn't work out.
It's a nice hike, but it's not a good drive.
No, that's okay. That's okay, I'm good.
You do enough hiking.
Yeah, I gotta get back to it.
I need to do more too.
Yeah, I gotta get my butt out of bed. Gotten into lazy habits.
Well, I'm up usually pretty early, but I have to do so much to get my body going in the morning that it literally takes me 2 hours every morning.
Wow.
That's including my stretching and
Yeah, that's, yeah.
so that kind of eats into the time.
Yeah, it's, we used to get up, well, actually, Jean, that's how I met her, was walking,
Yeah,
and,
nice.
I don't know, we both hang out in bed, read the newspaper, lazy. Next thing you know, it's like, oh crap, it's 9 o'clock. We haven't gone anywhere.
You shouldn't read the newspaper in the morning anyway.
Well, I don't necessarily read it, I just kind of skim the headlines and then get to the comics. And that's about it.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, do that and then jump over to Facebook and see what's going on, and that's it. Then check my email. Done.
I don't even check my email that early, so.
No.
I do try to check it before my first class.
Yeah. No, the news, I don't know, there's not much going on, quite honestly.
Just Russia.
Well, I don't know, they seem to have their own problems,
Do they not?
according to whoever is reporting.
As long as they don't spread them
Yeah.
too far. They've spread them too far as it is.
I don't know, it's hard to tell what's going on over there.
So, how's your bending and stretching?
Good, when I can remember to do it.
So what's getting in the way of remembering to do it?
Well, I think in the form, there's certain places where I'm not quite sure whether I should be extending or contracting. I know we never contract, but as far as like doing the chins and chin, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That part of it.
Can you do both arms?
It's been a while since I did both
Oh,
arms.
no,
But, yeah.
no.
Oh,
This one and
See,
do
that's-
both arms.
Oh, that's, yeah. I have to be mindful though that when I'm going out, this one's coming in slightly.
Yep.
Not to try, you know what, not to really try to overemphasize
Nope.
those movements, which I'm learning to do that in other ways as well. Not to really, just let it do what it does, and that seems to be enough.
Yeah.
So you don't have to kind of.
Oh, no. Nope.
If you just kind of, you just think about it.
Yeah.
You can kind of, get it to work. Yeah. And it's going to come in this, which is funny because when I'm extending, this hand is still extending.
Well, not really. It has bent coming down and it
Yeah.
and it does have, you're right, at the very beginning, it
It's a
has a
little
little
confusing.
extension, but it
Yeah.
immediately is bending.
Well, that's probably the point. It's a little confusing
Yeah.
as to, because I want to finish that move and they're both extending actually. And one should not be doing that.
And in the form, we haven't talked about it in the form, but in some places, one arm is extending, one arm is bending, just as it is in the dynamic sphere. But in other places, they're both doing the same thing.
Okay, yeah, I could see that in the form, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
that's, I'm working with it, so it's part of my practice
yeah.
to add that in. Well, I have been adding it in for actually a while. And when I was working with the group on Tuesday mornings, that was really a good time for me to practice that too, because then I could try to get them to get the idea. But that's for a month. Well, when was it? About a month. No, it was back in May. The porch lady decided she needed a vacation.
Oh.
So yeah, and that's when I said to Jeannie, because she was the other person that came, I said, she probably won't start up again, which she hasn't.
That happens.
Yeah, you just go through phases and that's enough. And she really wasn't, she did the routine, but she wasn't into the philosophy,
Yeah.
I think, which is two different things. She wasn't going to make it part of her lifestyle, which is different.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was looking for exercise.
That's the way she interpreted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stretching and that stuff.
And that's fine.
And she never caught on to doing without doing.
We're all working on that.
Well. notice that certain things start to happen.
Yep.
And, tried to tell her about my parking angel, and she wasn't up for that either. It's just a coincidence. All right.
And that's good. You have to be able to let go of that with some people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Jeannie's seen it enough times now that she's a believer. It was 2 weeks ago, we were, oh gosh, what were we doing? Oh, she's a member of the Lyme Art Association down by the Grizzle.
Yeah.
So they have an exhibit, and she put in 3 pieces, and one of them got accepted. So yeah, so they had for members, I think 2 weeks ago, you could go down and have wine and cheese, hobnob with the upper class, the 1%. And
Oh
so
boy.
yeah, I always kind of, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, got dressed up, we went down there, it was, I think it was like 3 to 5, so we got out, it was actually, no, it was 1 to 3. So we got out, and we're heading home, and we're like, what do we do? This was on a Sunday, we're all dressed up, no place to go. I said, let's, it was a sunny day too, I said, let's go to Mystic and pretend to be tourists. I said, you ever do that? No. I says,
Oh, you're kidding.
let's do that. She said, oh, you'll never find a place to park. So coming down the main drag into Mystic,
Yeah.
there's one car in front of me, and this guy puts his blinker on and he pulls out. And I said, the guy in front of me took it. I said, oh crap, that was supposed to be mine, but we'll see. Went over the bridge, and by the Whaler Inn, guy pulls out, I pulled right in. I says, there you go. So we spent a couple hours as tourists
Yeah.
going through the shops. Yeah, that's fun.
It is. I like Mystic.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, for a little, it was really crowded.
Yeah.
We had fun. Then we went and found someplace else to eat. Went home. Not in Mystic, though. We didn't eat in Mystic. You can't get in.
Yeah.
Once summer starts, then I don't go to any of the restaurants over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're gonna have lunch at 3 or dinner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then,
I didn't.
yeah, I know. It's, there's too many well, there's plenty in Niantic that you can go to. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yep. So that was my parking angel.
Okay. Well, let's get on our
Sorry.
feet.
Okay. Crunch. Crunch. Snap, crackle, and pop.
One of those days, huh?
Yeah, well. It's the nitrogen popping between the joints.
Oh, at least you have it.
Yeah. At least I do, yeah. So what would you like to do?
I think we ought to do the 8 gates
Okay.
just for getting started
Okay.
and for its benefits.
Okay. That's the other thing, I'm trying to stay lower and
Good.
not push up on the bottom of my feet so much.
Good. Good. We begin. questions in there?
No, not so much. The breathing, I guess is whatever happens, happens. Mostly it's an in with, when my scapula going this way, I tend to breathe in
Yep.
and out this way.
And it looked to me like you were doing a pretty good job of keeping the elbows connected to the scapula and moving.
Yeah, that, it's easy to get to my scapula.
Good.
You know, I can make them go in circles, go this way, yeah.
Good.
Not so much this way.
Well,
Which is-
they
that's
don't go very much this
No.
way. They go a little that way, but
Yeah.
it's more, almost more intent than actual movement.
Yeah,
For most of us.
I think so.
I'm sure
yeah.
Bruce has big movement, but.
Well, that's Bruce, you know, he's a show off, so.
Right.
But, yeah, that, and when I set my attention to that, it really takes it away from moving any of these muscles up in the shoulder, although it might kind of look like that's happening, but it's more because
Well, that's
of
just the movement of the, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's okay. It's this movement that
No,
you don't
that-
want.
No,
Yeah.
and throughout my day, I've kind of focused on going there and checking to
Yeah.
see, how's that, you know, let it go down, let it
Yeah.
go down. So my mother was always on me about shrugging your shoulders. She was, so it's always, I don't know, we were kind of
Yeah.
brought up to
Tensed
do
up a little
that.
bit.
Yeah. And especially when she was around, it was time to get tensed anyway.
I see, okay. I won't go
We
there.
go there. The therapist will handle it, you know, yeah. Yeah,
Couple-
Renee will handle that.
I had, as you said, Renee, and I had to say, I had the most wonderful phone call from her after Matt died.
Oh, really? Oh, good, okay.
We hadn't
Yeah.
talked in quite a while, but,
Yeah,
and from Rick too.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, Rick Vizela.
No,
Oh,
no, Rick Barrett.
Barrett, yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's good,
Yeah, that was very helpful.
yeah,
So, couple of things.
yeah.
One is, it seemed to me that you were not consistently keeping the body moving, that sometimes the body would arrive and the arms would keep moving a
Right.
bit. So really thinking about that. And the other one is to find the midpoint in all the transitions, because that's where the bending changes to extending.
Stretching, yeah.
And that was sometimes there and sometimes not. So,
Yeah, I have to remember it starts with a little bit of a sit,
yeah,
and then,
you know, one of the things too to think about that, arriving at what I call the base level, is it's release of the qua. It's a let go of the qua, not the chest. I'm
Right.
seeing you do this.
yeah, I do, yeah,
It's this. And if you can relax the qua, it will just drop to your base level.
oh, okay,
You don't have to think about it, you don't have to control it, it's just there.
okay, yeah,
And it's the appropriate level because it allows you not to go up and down. It allows you to be able to do if you're doing the spine stretch, to do that. It's just, it really is, it makes it the total movements possible. And it's obviously not only in this, but in everything else.
yeah. Yeah, so going up and down, I tend to do that. And you shouldn't be doing that in this,
Well,
because, you
We-
know, when you start, you're gonna go
yeah,
up and then.
so you're bending,
Yeah,
and you can let that bend. Whether you're doing the spine stretch or not, you can let the quad, the knees and the ankles close a little and straighten. So that they're, in this case, we're really, it's interesting, you're not always having as much bending and the extending in the legs as we are here. But because this is a very base movement, we allow ourselves to have a little more of that here, because that way we can really develop the awareness, and eventually then it doesn't have to be so much. It's sort of like the difference between the yang and the wu style.
Yeah.
The yang is big,
Yeah.
the wu is small,
Small.
and it gets smaller
Right.
as you go along.
Yeah.
Master Joe was right again.
Dark, yeah. Yeah. So.
But it's all right here
Mhm.
to let there be that real awareness of the movements.
Okay. So, yeah, so just drop into it here, and there's a little forward, and that's what brings the arms up.
Big part of it, yeah. So
So,
you're bending
right,
and then you're straightening. And you're bending and you're straightening. And you're bending and you're straightening. And you just keep trying to find where is that mid-changeover point, so that I, in this, pretty much equalize the bending and straightening, or stretching, or extending, or whatever term, but so that those movements can be as continuous as possible.
yeah,
And be sure with that one, because this is, in a way, this is preparation for God's plane in the clouds, where that connection becomes really important. If you remember that what we're trying to do is reach that point that's 3 fingers widths above the wrist crease, and at that point there is an acupoint on each side of the wrist.
right,
They're opposite each other. And when you bring those wrists in, you want to connect that point. And when you connect those 4 points together, your lagong points in your palm will go sing.
yeah. I know for so many years it seemed like we just went this far.
We did. We did.
Which is, that's my habit.
Yeah.
I
But
notice it's
now
a little
we're going
further.
to here and into this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, then when we end too, there's back over here.
The same thing.
Yeah.
I've added that. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
I noticed, that's been added on. So, good, so, let's do that again. A little slower.
Oh, the transitions?
Yeah, the whole start to finish with the form. Not with the form, with the 8 gates.
Oh, okay. You want to do those pulsing too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I
You
can,
want to do everything.
I wanna practice that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
You're up for it.
Oh, I'm up for it.
So,
The energy boost from that is pretty significant.
yeah. Well, that's why I wanna work on it. I've yet to get, I can get some of the energy moving, but it's not anywhere near whole body.
Yeah.
should be able to get it up and down the legs as well,
Absolutely.
but,
Yeah.
not so much. I know.
Okay. So step out. You know what?
Oops.
Um,
Come on.
No, it's doing all right, but I was gonna say is when we start with this in the beginning, we do step out with the toe first because it's easier when you're beginning. But now we're at a point where you really should be stepping with the heel first.
That's another thing I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right away, although, let me just pause, let me just say,
Go ahead.
there are, one way is just to go right into it, keep the movement going.
I'd rather take a rest and check in.
Well, that's good. And making sure that you have your stance and that the energy is flowing, and you can, we want to start with certainly being able to sync your chi through the body. And I know you know, if you let the weight move towards shimiyan at the heel and let your arms twist out, let your whole body twist out a little bit, it will really encourage that syncing of the energy. And then when you're ready to think about having the energy circulate in the body, you go one step further. You want to extend your mind through your body and release that twisting outward that you're focusing on, so that you can begin to feel the movement throughout the body. And
So this actually brings it up for me anyway.
yeah,
And then,
it will. Well,
and then
up
I
and
can
down.
let it go down, and you can see my hands will turn slightly back.
Yeah,
So it releases that tension from the twist.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then let's go, now it's down on my feet. Yeah.
And one of the things is, when you're inhaling and twisting in, if you can let the weight go towards your toes,
Oh, okay.
and when you're exhaling, let it go towards your heels.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
That will help too. Nothing to it. So, begin. Inhale. Exhale. Out. So if when you after you've done the last of whatever number of pulsings you're doing here,
usually about 3,
yeah, if you let the circle go a little bit forward and then come in, you can round that corner and then twist in, twist in, twist in, twist in, twist in, twist out, twist out, twist out, twist out, twist out.
Okay.
But see, if you start twisting out a little sooner, you can get the hands into the right position. Yeah. See, this is the one transition in this where you're focusing on the thumb edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
That's better.
Yep. And then we'll pulse that. So, one of the things in this energetically is that this is working principally with the left and right channels in the body. It's not working with the central channel.
Oh, okay.
So it is one of the things that you're doing actually in every one of these movements is is both drawing the energy from the qua up to the shoulder's nest and from the shoulder's nest back to the qua, and from the feet up to the top of the head, and from the top of the head down to the feet. So it's, that's really where we're trying to connect energetically in this.
Oh, okay. I thought it was more like kundalini up and down the spine.
It's included.
Yeah. Well, that's, yeah.
Because that's one of the 4,000 circuits in the body. Yes, it comes to the perineum,
Right.
it goes to the spine, and yes, there is a circulation up and down the spine. And that's one of them. But that's not what we're focusing on.
Okay.
We do move to that, but it's usually much further down the road.
Okay.
Because the left and right channels are what tell the other 4,000 channels in the body what to do.
Oh, okay.
And they also are receiving from the other 4,000 channels what they need to do.
Okay. We haven't talked about that before.
No, we haven't. But I thought I'd throw it out.
Oh, sure. Thanks. That, my feet, I'm all set.
Plenty to focus on.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I know. I know, there's always more. But
There is.
it's a journey. So.
It's a journey. It's a journey. And I like sharing with you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, do you have other questions in there?
Oops,
Since you're kind of focusing on this at the moment.
that guy out of the way. I thought I felt something on my arm.
Aha.
Is that spider?
Ooh.
This guy right here. He's hiding. There you go.
I'll
It's
sweep
good luck.
I'll sweep it up.
It's good luck. Have a spider in the house.
Absolutely.
No, that was, no, it's good to focus on that,
Yeah.
just that routine, because usually that's where I start in the
Yes.
morning.
That's good.
And then go from there to, just the, well, yeah. And with the girls, that's as much as they could do. We didn't get into, no, we didn't get into the 8 steps, because usually we're inside, so we don't have room. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was thinking we should look at the single arm practice, because that
Okay, sure.
adds some complexity to this whole question, and actually kind of is related to what's actually happening in a lot of the postures in the form.
Okay.
So, because now, well, yes, each arm is doing opposite of what the other is doing. It's no longer quite so predictable as the dynamic sphere is. So when we get into this, clearly we have the same thing that we're, at this point, if we're starting back, then this is bent and this is extended. We can just follow the right arm to begin with.
Okay.
So, 7, extend, begin to bend, 1, 2, and 3. Then the right begins to extend on 4, 5, 6. And the right begins to bend on 7 and 8. And then the right begins to extend. And begins to bend. And then the right extends.
My balance has gotten much worse with old age. That's an old age thing.
Mine's gotten better.
Actually, it is better in the morning. That's gotta come in.
Yeah. So be careful. One of the things that I'm noticing is that you're tending to close off your armpit.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's part of why, for instance, in this movement, you have to think about
Yeah.
putting the elbow out just a little. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a lot, it should be a little, so that you maintain that.
Comes around.
Yeah.
Why did that do that?
So, with that right arm movement, I'll just do this so you can see me. What you're doing is this. So it's almost there,
Yeah, it's gotta be a little more,
across the center line,
yeah.
just a little, and that'll make it easier, actually.
It's gotta be completed before you get all the way.
3 still is completing it.
3 is completed, yeah. It's,
But see, you're still getting quite a ways out to the side. If you think about this, that movement as being here and not here.
yeah, what I'm doing is, I think I'm moving the arm independently of my body, which needs to go this way.
Yep.
And almost.
So it's a pacing problem, and you're moving your shoulders more than your hips, so you're losing your 4 points. So what you're doing is you're turning way over here, and that leaves your hand behind.
Too far behind.
Yeah. So if you let the hand flow with it.
Yeah.
So where is your hand at when you're at 6 o'clock? Where is that hand?
Looks like here.
It's here.
Oh, okay. That should be good.
Yeah. Yes.
There we go. Yeah, I'm over here somewhere.
Yeah. So remember that turn on 3 is bringing the hand down and into center. It's not starting it up.
It's not here.
So what's happening is that on 2, you're getting your hand a little too far down. So so 1, 2, 3. It has no place to go anymore. We're going up. It doesn't go up on 3. It can't. So part of the problem is that on 2, you're getting too low.
All right.
So if you're here, and you go 1, 2, now you have some place to turn.
I'm not getting enough. I need to make an S and go somewhere.
Yeah, right there.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, I see, okay, so it's this,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
And you got it. Easier said than done, believe me.
Yeah.
But you're driving it from here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Watch the video.
I'm gonna do this on the video because over there I'm not on the video.
No, you're not.
So, Bill, this is partly for you too. That single arm movement of the S curve has to be driven, as we know, by the lower dantian in this case. So, as you're turning, the hand comes across the center, and as you continue turning back, that reverses the arm, and it doesn't go too low. It is still bending, but 3 bends and comes into the center so that it's ready to go up on 4, 5, and 6.
Kind of. You know?
Yeah, well, what happened was you still got too low, and so it froze on 3
okay.
because you didn't want to raise it.
Yes, that's true.
The other piece on that movement is to relax the elbow and the shoulder. And because if you in this movement let that elbow get stuck at all, I'm now locked actually.
Okay.
So if it goes down with the arm, then it can release the shoulder.
Okay. I see, I gotta force it down there, because it wants to stay up.
Gee, I don't like that word force.
No, yeah.
You have to allow it.
Yes, I do have to allow it. Okay. All right. That's good.
Okay. Form?
Form.
Or do you have any mind left?
No, it's okay. Form. So.
Do you want to be here where you have more room?
Oh, wow. I'm used to working out in a small space.
Wow.
Oops. This is where I had trouble last time.
Yeah.
I thought I had that down. Come on. It's got to be over here to come around. So then we can do that. Oh, well, let's pick it up.
But you don't want that right foot in that position because you're going to twist your knee. So when you get to here, you get to here, that first movement is sit on that left foot, turn left, and draw the right foot in, and so
that's-
so that's how it turns to that shallow angle for your cat stance.
Mhm.
And then you continue rotating left as you come back because the arms are turning and bending in. And then they continue bending as they go up. And here's where the extension begins as you go down. The back straightens. And that's to the corner. So you end up straight ahead here,
Mhm.
and then you turn right to set the left foot to the corner. Left foot to the left corner. Aha!
That's it.
And then you shift. Hold on. And shift onto it. Step forward. Rotate and shift. Rotate.
Yeah, that's what I was working on last time too.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Just start from the beginning. Then it's got to go here,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes up.
That, turn left. And you
That's-
shift forward and then turn left.
This way,
Yes, but instead of,
that doesn't feel,
so you're here,
yeah,
you shift forward, and your intention is just to rotate. So all you're doing is turning that leg in. You're not pulling it forward. You pulled it forward. You're gonna rotate it the same direction your body is turning. So you shift forward, turn left, keep turning left as you sit back and down. And then going up and down. Yep, got it. Go backwards.
don't go backwards. No, go forwards.
So
Try to get that forward.
when you complete needle,
Mhm.
you're here, you're below base level.
Right,
So you're going to just rise and turn slightly, going back to your base level. And that puts that foot out here, ready for your bow stance later, but
Mhm.
it's preparing for this first. So one of the things is that you don't want, don't want to do this.
Mhm.
Get here and put the foot over here, which is kind of what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
So you want to go here, more into a bow stance. It's not exactly a bow stance, but it's close to it. Boom. And then you're ready for your bow stance here, and you're really planted at that point.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to work on it. I thought I had it too. I think around last Wednesday. Last
David,
Wednesday.
I've been working on this all
I
this
know,
time.
I know. but when it works pretty well, that's the
It
trouble.
does. When you do it correctly,
Yeah.
it works extremely well. I am still astonished at this practice from Master Joe.
Yeah,
It is just,
it's really a good one.
it is excellent.
Yeah. Huh.
And actually, if you choose, I think with this, ultimately you could take it as deeply as you wanted to go.
Mm.
But I do have to say there's some things in some of the other Qigong that I teach now that are pretty good.
Oh, yeah, well, they're all good. All right, I think I've had enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a good student, David.
Trying, what can I tell you? Yeah, with the age, I think that does make a difference.
Oh, it does. It
Some of
does.
the stuff I could do before, it's work. Especially the balance thing, that's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I'm, bye, Bill.
Bye, Bill.